My brother attacked me after he crashed my car and I asked him to pay. Now my whole family is shocked that I'm pressing charges and cuting them off for good. I, 29 meters, never imagined my own brother could become such a massive headache until everything blew up last week. We were never super close growing up, but we had that typical sibling. Dynamic teasing and messing around, then acting like nothing happened the next day. He's 2 years younger than me, and the family always joked that I should be the big brother protector type, the one who keep him on the right track. Well, that completely backfired for context. I work at a local hardware store. Not glamorous, but it pays the rent. And I like the non-nonsense routine. My brother, on the other hand, has been bouncing from job to job for years 1 month. It's a diner, then a convenience store, then maybe he'll just do nothing for a while. Our parents always cut him slack. Probably because he's the youngest, he's gotten so used to everyone coddling him that he thinks the world owes him something. A few weeks ago, he asked if he could borrow my sedan for a weekend. He claimed his own car was in the shop and he needed a ride to meet some old buddies. I hesitated because he's got a history of minor accidents. Plus, he drives like he's in some action movie still. He swore up and down. It would just be for a quick trip, and our parents wouldn't let him touch their car. My G said no. But like an idiot, I caved. My girlfriend even asked if I was sure about this, and I was like, he's my brother. How bad could it get? Sunday passes and he's nowhere to be seen. Monday arrives, still no sign by Tuesday. My calls and texts are piling up and I'm growing paranoid. Finally, late Tuesday night, I get a call from a random number. Turns out it's a landline from some bar, and it's my brother sounding jittery. He admits he got into a little accident with my car and it might need some repairs. I'm freaking out, but I try to stay calm and ask for the location. He mumbles something about leaving the scene because he was freaked out, then hangs up perfect next day. I managed to track down a bar using a vague description he gave, and there's my car sitting in the parking lot, front end smashed headlight dangling the works. The bartender tells me my brother was there the night before, looked drunk, and then took off the car, is basically undrivable, so I call it tow truck that sets me back a few $100. I'm standing there feeling like the biggest fool in the world. This isn't the first time I brother's bed stuff and wrecked it, but it's definitely the worst 2 days go by before I finally see him in person. I'm in my apartment nursing a headache from juggling my shifts in the car repair drama, and he just strolls in without knocking. He sits on my couch and starts blabbering about how it wasn't his fault, how some SUV cut him off and he had no chance. Then he shrugs like it's no big deal when I confront him with a mechanic's estimate. Thousands of dollars. He literally laughs and says, I can't pay that just like that. No remorse at all. I lose my cool and demand he figure out a way to cover it, whether it's a payment plan or a loan. Something he acts like I'm robbing him. Then my mother calls my phone in the middle of this argument. He snatches my phone and starts telling her I'm bullying him. I grab it back, hang up, and tell him to leave if he's not going to own up. That's when he shoves me against the wall, screaming that I've always tried to act better than him and how I can't force him to pay my heart's pounding, and I push him off me. He lunges again, so I shove him towards the door. He shouts a bunch of nasty insults and takes off. I'm left shaking, both angry and scared. That was the final straw. If he thought he could just crash my car, skip out on paying, and then assault me in my own home. Without consequences, he was in for a surprise. I called the non-emergency police line and told him everything an officer advised me to come in and file a formal report. So I did first thing the next morning. That was the start of a chain reaction that tore my entire family apart. Oh, I go to the station and file a complaint for the assault, give them pictures of the car, share the mechanics. Estimate the whole works. The officer there says if I'm pressing charges, I'll have to be prepared to swear an affidavit. I'm all in. They tell me they'll investigate, and if they find probable cause, they could go to the district attorney who might issue a summons or even a warrant. If my brother doesn't cooperate, just hearing the words arrest warrant makes me feel weird. But I also feel like I have no choice. Left word spreads through my family like lightning. My phone blows up with calls and messages from my mother and father. Plus my uncle all repeating the same thing. Why do you call the cops on your brother and you're going to ruin his life? None of them seem to care that he ruined my car or that he literally shoved me around in my own home. Nope, their biggest concern is that I'm involving the police in a family matter. A couple of days later, I come home from my shift and see my parents and one of my brother's friends waiting outside my apartment building. It's like an ambush. My dad starts lecturing me about how I'm turning a private conflict into a legal mess. My mom's behind him, arms folded, tears in her eyes, looking at me like I've committed the worst betrayal in history. My brother's friend tries to calm things down, but he's also like, man, can't you just drop this? It's too extreme. I take a deep breath and explain again that my brother physically attacked me destroyed my property, and left me with a huge bill. I'm not just going to brush that off. My dad offers to help cover the car repairs, but he wants me to drop the charges immediately. He says he doesn't want my brother's future wrecked over a fight. I tell him this isn't just a random fight, it's about my brother's entitlement and how he never faces consequences. Then my brother pops out of his friend's car. He charges over, shouting at me, calling me dramatic, blaming me for making a big deal out of nothing. He actually tries to push past our dad to get in my face again. I stare him down and say, one more step, and I'm calling the cops right now. That finally stops him. My dad holds him back. He's cursing me out, spitting near my feet. I just push my way past them to get inside. I hear them ringing my buzzer for a while, but I ignore it. Eventually they leave. I'm so rattled I can hardly function. I end up calling a close friend to vent. He's known me since high school, so he's heard plenty about my brother's nonsense. He says, dude, you have every right to defend yourself if he laid hands on you. That's a salt stick to your guns the next morning. I follow up with a detective handling my case. I confirm I'm not backing down, and I ask what else they need from me. They say they've got my statement, the photos of the bruises on my arms, and the estimate for the car. They'll keep me posted at that point. I also think about filing a civil suit for the damages to my car, because even if he gets charged criminally, that doesn't automatically mean I'll get the money for repairs. My family keeps piling on, the guilt sending more texts and voicemails. My mother's basically in meltdown mode, wailing that I'm tearing the family apart. My father says I need to be the bigger man. It's infuriating to realize they have zero sympathy for me. So I go radio silent on them for a bit because I just can't handle the stress. I decided right then I went going to cut him out of my life permanently. If he doesn't grow up, I'm done living in the shadow of his drama. Oh, a few days later, I get a call from my uncle, and he's panicking. My brother got into some bar fight and ended up in custody, apparently. Once the cops had him at the station, they realized there was already a summons out for him, related to my complaint. My uncle says now they might not let him out so easily. Are you happy? I just say he dug his own hole. I'm not dropping anything. My uncle begs me to reconsider because my brother's freaking out in a holding cell and he's not cut out for jail. I roll my eyes and tell him I'm sorry, but I'm done feeling bad for someone who never felt bad for me. My parents scrape together money for bail. My brother's friend also pitches. And I guess once he's released, my parents corner me at work. It's embarrassing because I'm on shift in hardware store. And they storm in telling me I should talk to my brother and figure out a private settlement. I'm trying to maintain my cool in front of customers, but it's tough. My mother is practically in tears. My father is angry, and they're both telling me I'm about to ruin all future family gatherings. They even hand me a phone with my brother on the line, who apparently wants to beg me or threaten me. Who knows? I refuse to take it. My father starts raising his voice, lecturing me about family loyalty. I've had enough and say, if you don't back off, I'm calling security. My boss, who's nearby, looks confused but also kind of sympathetic. My parents finally leave, and I'm standing there feeling completely drained. It's unreal how nobody in my family seems to care that I'm the one who got attacked a few days after that. Fiasco, the detective calls to tell me the district attorney is moving forward with a simple assault charge. My brother's supposed to appear for a hearing. If he doesn't, they'll issue a warrant. This is where I find out he's also got some other infractions on his record that might work against him. I'm not celebrating that, but it does make me realize how long he's been letting his bad habits pile up. Now it's all catching up to him. My parents keep pressing me to do family mediation, but I see no point. My brother's been coddled enough, and every time I think about that moment, he shoved me. I get a rush of anger. I decide to go full steam ahead. I also file a small claim suit for the repair costs. My logic is simple. He caused the damage, so he needs to pay when the court date arrives. I feel tense, but also weirdly relieved. Finally, there's a chance to put this mess behind me. I bring a friend with me for support, And he's also ready to testify that he saw the bruises my brother shows up with my parents looking annoyed and resentful. He's got no apology in his eyes, no hint of understanding what he put me through. The prosecutor offers him a plate deal. He can plead guilty to simple assault, get probation, and pay some fights. If he fights it, he risks a tougher sentence, especially given his record. He takes the deal. Then there's the matter of my civil suit for the car. Damages we go before a small claims judge, and I lay out my evidence. The mechanics estimates the tow, bill the photos of the car. The judge doesn't seem impressed by my brother's excuses. He rules in my favor. So now my brother owes me monthly payments. If he doesn't keep up, I can garnish his wages or take further legal action. Hearing that verdict gave me a rush of satisfaction. I won't lie. Oh, that was pretty much the end of any relationship I had with my brother. I walked out of that courthouse feeling like I'd done what I had to do. My parents glared at me like I was the one who caused the chaos. They didn't say a word, just stared. As I passed by, I didn't even look back. I went home, kicked off my shoes, and felt this huge weight lift off my shoulders. Do I feel guilty for going nuclear on my own sibling sometimes? But then I remember he was the one who wrecked my property and tried to strong-arm me in my own place. He crossed a line. You can't uncross. If he'd apologized or shown any remorse, maybe it wouldn't have gotten this far. Instead, he doubled down and expected everyone to cover for him again. Not this time. Now, I'm living my life without the constant stress of what my brother might do next. I'm slowly paying off the remaining repair costs. He's not exactly quick to make payments, but at least the court order is there. I've told my parents that if they keep making me out to be the bad guy, they can forget about me showing up to birthdays or holidays. I hate that it's come to this, but I also hate being treated like I'm supposed to clean up my brother's messes forever. He's on probation, which I hope will be the reality check he desperately needs. Meanwhile, I'm just relieved to be moving on. If my family can't handle the fact that I needed to defend myself, that's their problem about a new sense of peace, knowing I stood up for myself. So that's my story, and honestly, I have no regrets. If he thought blood ties meant automatic forgiveness no matter what, he was dead wrong. Actions have consequences, and I'm finally free from his nonsense. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got more awesome content coming your way, so stay tuned. See you in the next one.